Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Hawkeye Bass, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, not sort of fishing video, but more of a, I'm going to show you the top 5 best fishing hacks that I do on almost a regular basis. We're going to kind of go through each one, show you guys how to do it. They're all pretty easy and they can save you a lot of money and help save a lot of fishing gear as well and keep you performing at the maximum efficiency. See what I did there? But let's get into that first, guys. We're going to show you guys kind of two different ways to get snags out. I know you guys have probably seen this before, but I'm going to go through kind of step by step how to do this and kind of some warnings on some of these techniques you're going to learn today because they can cause some damage to your pole. But we're going to get into it right now. Let's get into the snag techniques right now. Alright guys, so the first little hack we're going to go into is if you get snagged on like a lay down, or pretty much if you get snagged on anything. Now I've noticed this works best when you're snagged on some wood, whether it be a log or a tree in the water. Alright guys, so the first step you're going to want to take is take your reel off. And once again, this can damage your pole, so I wouldn't really recommend doing this, but I mean, if you want to, go ahead. That's why I'm using kind of my crappier pole. But I have, you know, if you get a good crankbait stuck, sometimes it's worth it. So what you want to do is you want to take your reel off. Take your reel off your pole. You want to make sure this line is super duper tight. And then basically what you do, you just throw your pole down the line, and it's not going to work unless you get that thing really tight. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And just like that, it is unsnagged. So then obviously you'd pull your pole back up, put your reel, fix your reel back on, and you are snag free. You're done. You're out. Alright guys, so the second technique I'm going to show you, kind of hack to get a snag out, is a really common one, and I've seen a lot of people use it, but I know a lot of you guys don't know this. So let's go into it now. I'm going to show you guys, jump over to the GoPro, and then we're going to show you how it works to get that out of the tree. The second method you can do to get snags out, and this is the one I really use. I mean, I use this every time I go fishing for sure if I get snagged. So you want to do is you want to get this line tight, and then you're going to take your finger and get a little loop right here and get this thing really tight, and then basically all you're going to do is snap it. Keep snapping it. And there we go. Came out that time. That is a very good way to get snags. Like I said, it's super easy, guys. I don't know what people really call it. I've seen other people use it, but that's the most commonly used one that I use. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook this onto a tree, or you can hook it onto anything. What I've done before is actually I've hooked it on a hitch on a truck. Wow. Hooked it onto a hitch on a truck and had them drive really slowly to do this. But today, and I know a lot of you guys can't drive or don't want to do that, and I don't blame you. So today, we're just going to walk it out. So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to stick this hook on a tree. Make sure you get it in there pretty darn good. You don't want it coming out when you do this. And now basically, you just walk. You just walk and get this, keep decent tension on it. Basically, you're just kind of stretching that line a little bit. It's going to get that memory out. So let's go for a little walk. All right, guys. So I got the line free coming out here. We're just literally going to walk it and keep, you know, keep decent little pressure on it. Luckily, the neighbor's yard here is pretty big because I got about, I don't know, probably about 120 yards of fluoro on here. All right, guys. So I'm pretty much to the end of my fluoro. I'm getting to the backing now. So what you want to do, you want to pull pretty darn tight on this. So pull it, get it stretched out pretty good, and then hold it for about 15 seconds, I would say. I'm just going to hold it. Get it. All right, guys, so once you have stretched that for about 15 seconds, you're just going to walk and reel in, and make sure to keep a pretty good, you know, pretty good tension on it. You don't want to go on loose, but then you don't want it too tight either. So just a nice little bit of tension on it. All right, guys, so we just got finished doing that. Now let's check and see what this line is like now. So remember before it was really coiled up, showed a lot of bad memory. Let some line out here and show you guys now. Look at that line. Absolutely no memory in it. Super limp, super straight, no memory at all. Really good tip, guys. And this can save you from backlashes and thinking that you have to buy a new line because it's going bad, because most of the time it's not. It just needs to be stretched out a little bit, especially if it's sat for a while on your spool. Like I said, I didn't fish for like a week because I got sick, so this was pretty much just sitting on there and it retains memory really bad. So that's a good tip to keep your line in top-notch shape and to avoid all sorts of problems. So let's get into the next hack now. All right, guys, so a little bit more we're going to dive into now is kind of a tackle hack, I would say. Instead of bringing your giant tackle boxes out on the water with you and bringing all the stuff, and you're only going to use, you know, 10% maybe is what I use in my whole tackle box. So what I do is I pack a day bag. Now what I do in here is I pretty much pack for the species that I'm going to fish, and then I kind of have a box with a bunch of random stuff too. So I have two just little size planos in here. The first one, this is basically my bass kit. I'm not going to go into all that I have in here, but you know, I have everything that I would use for bass on a daily basis. I got little cranks, I got bass jigs, we got chatterbaits, you know, and some terminal tackle and some jig trailers, stuff like that. And then I pack one that has just a little bit of everything. So let's say I'm fishing, you know, a lake and it's not working out, I want to go to river and fish for walleye. I got some stuff to fish for walleye in this one. And then I just put the rest of my soft plastics just in this bag. So this is a lot better than bringing your big bulky tackle box and bringing all the stuff that you're not even going to use. Now the next thing we're going to go into is how to care for your rods and reels. There's some really cheap tips and hacks you can do to keep these poles, you know, in good condition and in working condition, because poles are not cheap. I don't know if you guys haven't noticed that. This is one of my cheaper poles and it was like 60 bucks. So, I mean, it does get pretty expensive. You guys can buy these rod socks. Now these are available pretty much anywhere. I got these off a Tackle Warehouse, I think. I'm not sure, but it was like 3 to 4 bucks. Now there's bait casting ones and there's spinning rod ones. Make sure you get the right one for the right rod, because the bait casting one is going to be a lot slimmer than the spinning one. So basically it's pretty easy, guys. You just put this rod sock on here, run it down, and you just like that. This is going to help protect your guides, protect your pole from getting scratches, you know, and help getting dinged up. And then you can also get reel covers too, which, guys, well, I was going to show you a little example of the reel covers, but I cannot find any of my reel covers, so that's pretty typical. I usually use them especially for my higher end bait casting reels. I think this is one of the most important things you can do for bait casters, and they make spinning reel covers as well, to make sure there's no debris, no dust, no dirt gets in there when you're transporting them or when you're not using them. So that is a very, very helpful tool to use, and you will see me use those most of the time. I just can't seem to find any right now. So the last thing I'm going to talk to you guys about today, you always see me wearing these long sleeve t-shirts. I got 3 of these Under Armour fishing t-shirts, and you always see me wearing them, and I wear this now. So I have a little sun shield. Because the big thing is sportsmen, I read in a study that sportsmen and outdoorsmen are like 100% more likely to get skin cancer. This is a really serious thing, guys, so make sure you protect yourself from the sun. Now you can put sunblock on, or you can do both, which I usually do. If I'm going to be out in the sun all day, I'm going to be wearing a hat. That's the first thing I'm going to be wearing. Usually these hat works great. Also the bucket hats work good as well. I'm going to wear my sunscreen around my face and my nose, and then I'm also going to wear a long sleeve shirt. Now I know I've seen people like Lunkers TV that are wearing the gloves now as well. So anything you guys can do to get out of the sun, keep that UV rays off of your skin, to keep yourself from contracting skin cancer is really good. So that's why you guys are going to be seeing me wearing shirts, possibly gloves, hats, you know, the sunscreen, everything, because I don't want to mess with that. I don't think you guys want to either. So with that, I think we're going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about the bad lighting and maybe some wind noise, but I just figured I'd get on here, show you guys some hacks to get snags out, you know, to keep your gear protected, and to, you know, just better enhance your fishing experience. So please leave a comment below which is your favorite hack and if you've ever used these hacks. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for all the videos coming out this week. Thank you.